Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Leora if you're new here. So it's been a while, guys. What, like 3 weeks since I last uploaded? I am a changed woman. I've been in dental school for a little over a month now. So I don't have any hot tea for you, maybe just some like cold tea. And I just want to talk about things that I've learned in the past month, as well as kind of just go over the classes that I've taken so far. So let's get into it. Don't mind me, I have my handy dandy notepad so that I can stay focused on track. Number one, so the first thing that I've learned, I think this is the most important thing, is that you get bombarded with so many emails when you start dental school.
You've got mail.
And it can be a bit overwhelming to keep track of, so it's just, I recommend look every day, look multiple times a day, but I try and dedicate like one time during the day where I kind of just sit down and make sure I don't forget anything, or like every couple days depending on how many emails you get sent. At Tufts they send us a lot of information on our emails, and I know a lot of that has to do with us being newbies and having to know a lot of information. So emails are important. Keep track of them. The second thing that I've learned since being in dental school is that I'm assigned bigs. So technically I have a second year big who is kind of like my go-to person. I text her if I have any questions, and she's just my go-to person right now. And then she has a big who's a third year right now, and then she has a big who's a fourth year. So I technically have 3 bigs, second, third, and fourth year. So the way that it works at Tufts is you're assigned these people, they're your go-to people. Also, they're going to be in the same clinic as you, and eventually the third year big that I have now is going to hand her patients down to me, so that the patient has the same person for 2 years in the clinic and then gets handed down. So my second year big is going to get handed down her patients from the fourth year big right now. Okay, so with my second year big, my third year big, and my fourth year big, we are technically a family.
This is my family.
And we have to do a presentation together. So every person has, you know, this type of setup, and they all have to do presentations throughout the year. I don't know too much about the presentation other than I have the least amount of work to do, you know, being the first year, and I will be learning more from my fourth and third and second as I go on. And I think I only have to talk about 5 minutes when I present to faculty and students, and I'm excited. So we have not been able to go into clinic yet to do assist or anything, but we're starting IDP this week, and that's Introduction to the Dental Patient. I know what it means now, and so through that we have to do a certain number of cysts. I don't know all of the information yet because we are starting it this week, so I will let you know as soon as I know. But that is how we're slowly going to be introduced into clinic, you know, doing assists throughout our first and second years, and then obviously in third and fourth year being in clinic. So now the third thing that I've learned so far is that staying organized is key. I'm sure this is something we all kind of guessed that we should be good at, being organized, but it really is. Like I had mentioned before, you get so many emails with so many important information, you know, on each email, and you really need to write down dates and put it in your planner right away, or go back and like have a time where you dedicate, where you just go through every email and you make sure that you're writing down important information, answering important emails, so things like that. Because schedule changes or exam information or downloading exams, like all of these things you need to stay on top of. Our school has an ethics committee. It's called EPC, and something that you can go to EPC for is like not responding to emails or not checking your emails. So it's kind of silly to go to something so big for something so small. Let's talk about dental anatomy first. So I'm technically not finished with dental anatomy yet. I still have one more written exam to take. At Tufts we use this software called ExamSoft to take all of our electronic exams, and I'm used to it. I used the same software when I was in my master's program, so it hasn't been too much of a learning curve for me. So far for dental anatomy, I've taken a digital tooth ID exam and a hands-on tooth ID, and that one was on paper. But prior to that, dental anatomy has been so fun. I've really enjoyed it. I finally got to learn about teeth and, actually get to hold real teeth as well as study them and learn all the little details that make each tooth so different from the other. It's been really eye-opening. I never thought there could be so many details for something in your mouth. It's crazy. So I really enjoyed it, and this is the basics. You need to know a lot about these teeth because you're going to be working on them starting from here to like the end of your career. So you need to know it pretty well. So we started out dental anatomy doing lectures and quizzes and wax-ups. So if you follow me on Instagram, I'm sure you've seen a lot of stories of me, working on wax-ups because we had quite a few to work on. We had 4 homework wax-ups that we needed to do on our own time, and we had 3 in class that we had like 2 or 3 hours to work on. A thing that I love about Tufts is that even if someone did get a fail on a wax-up, they have the opportunity to bring it up to a pass. This is the basics. They want us to learn this really well, and of course they want us to succeed. So the wax-up portions were all pass-fail, and the actual in class with the quizzes and the exams, that is graded. So we had a quiz every class starting our second class. It was a little stressful at first because we weren't sure what to expect for our first quizzes. Our school does give us old tests and quizzes to reference, and it's very, very, very helpful. The questions are usually never the same, but similar, and it's just good so you can see what kind of questions to look for when you're studying. Moving on to Intro to Research. This was a pass-fail class, so I love that. I'm beginning to see that I really like the idea of pass-fail. The class overall was very informative, and I learned a little bit more on how to research things at Tufts, as well as the different websites to use and how to ask questions in a certain way so that it makes a good research question. And we had our exam, and I think overall everyone did really well. The class average was like a high B, if not an A. So another class that we have taken this past month is PELT, and that is our Professionalism and Ethics course. I'm glad that Tufts gives us the opportunity to take this and learn things about our wellness and how we should stay healthy and sleep enough, and just so that we can be the best student. So for our PELT course, we have just recently taken our midterm. It is going to be a course that we will continue to take in these next couple of months. So the first exam was not too bad. We don't have our scores yet, so I can't really accurately say how hard it was in comparison to how I feel. We'll see how that continues to play out. But yes, with this Professionalism and Ethics course, I've learned a lot of information, a lot of very important information. You don't realize, what is expected of you until you have to read, all these rules and regulations. But at the same time, it makes sense. You want to be an ethical person and make the right decisions because you are working with a very sensitive part of someone's body, and a lot is expected of you. So I appreciate this course so much, and I've learned a lot. So those are the classes I've taken this past month. We have recently started clinical anatomy. I've taken a week of it so far, and it has been very interesting. I took gross anatomy in my master's program, so I do have a bit of a background, but this is totally different when you're looking and working with the cadaver. Unfortunately, I will never be able to take the camera into the cadaver lab. It's just not right. These are people who donated their bodies to science, and we need to respect their privacy. But I'm so grateful that we get to work with cadavers. It's been so fun and interesting. I've never experienced anything like it, clearly. I'm really excited to continue to take clinical anatomy and work on the cadaver and learn more and be able to see the structures, you know, on a real person. So I'm sure you will see that going forward and how I do in these classes. But that's all for now. If you're new here, please subscribe down below and give it a like if you liked the video. And I will see you later. Bye!